Welcome back to the channel. My name is A-Bomb. We are back with Football Manager 2019 and a brand new season of Eastern Resurgence with BFC Dynamo. We're in the Liga, I think is how it says. Do correct me if I'm wrong. It's either Drita or Drita. I can't remember which it is. But we're going to go with Drita for now because I think there's a couple that are pronounced differently. Just from the little bit of German that I do know. And we're going to kick off the new season today. We take on Invade in a home game to open the season. I don't know how this is going to go. It could go really well or it could go awfully. But we'll play that game. I'll talk you through pre-season transfer stuff. There's not been a lot, so might be a bit of a short one. Yeah, we're off to a brand new season, so we'll see how it goes. So yeah, last episode we did secure promotion from the regional divisions. A 3-2 win against Baltus, a hard-fought 3-2 win with 10 men. Saw us take a lead as Chemnitz dropped points. And then a win at home against Nordhausen on the final day secured promotion to the third tier, which is where we find ourselves now. Looking at the third division last season, Hertha 2, who were in the first season with us, went back down, along with Jena, Cottbus and Köln 2, so they're now in the fourth tier. And we won't be seeing Dynamo Dresden, Augsburg, I'm glad I don't have to say that name again this season, and 1860 München got promoted to the second division, the Zweite Bundesliga, I think that's how you say it. So we won't be seeing them this season. So we've got a couple of second teams here. We've got Bayern 2, Freiburg 2, Magdeburg, Braunschweig. There's some teams in there that I'm familiar with from my time managing Wolfsburg a couple of games ago. Looking at the second division, the Zweite Bundesliga, St. Pauli, Kaiserslautern and Paderborn were relegated. St. Pauli is an interesting one. I see a lot of people do a save with them. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's because they've had an interesting history or something, but we've been facing them this season. And then looking at the other regional divisions, so you've got Hamburg 2 from the north, who I think went straight up, Borussia Dortmund 2 from the west, and Mainz 2 from the southwest. You've also got Unterhaching from Bavaria, but I think some of these don't get promoted because they are because there's like a playoff format. So I don't think they all went up. And now I think this is the... Is this the fifth tier now we're in? I'm not quite sure. I don't think it is, you know. Ottensen, Werder 3, Lupo Martini in Saxony. And then I think we're into the fifth tier. So, yeah. Well, this is the list of teams we've got here. You've got Munster. There's Unterhaching. So, there's some new teams in here. And there's been one game played where Munster have beaten Dortmund 2. So looking at the media prediction, you can see that we are favourites to finish bottom, 300 to 1 to finish, or to win the league. I think it said that we were 10 to 3 on to get relegated, and 4 teams get relegated from this division. So I think we're going to have a really, really tough job staying up. Really, really tough. Our opponents today, Wehen, are smack bang in the middle of a table. 20 teams in this league compared to 18 that were in the 4th division. Now, you've got Bayern 2 favourites to win it, but second teams can't get promoted to the second division. So if they were to win it, then the next team would win it. So these second teams cannot get promoted. So when we do get to that, that is at least one thing that we don't have to worry about, is if we finish behind a team like that. But it might be a while before we're worrying about promotion. I think this season, just try and stay up. I mean, the board expectation is to attempt to avoid relegation, or to fight bravely against relegation. So... they're not expecting much of us here. We're expected to finish rock bottom, but we'll see what we can do. I don't want to get relegated. I don't want to go back down to that division. I've only ever been relegated once on this game, and that was a short stream save with Brighton. So you may be wondering, who have I signed to help us fight in to stay up in this division? Well, the answer is I have not signed anybody. The only player that has come in is Adrian Mittelstadt, who we signed on a free back in like January, February from Union Berlin. He's an 18-year-old central midfielder. I think I've shown him before, but this is what he looks like now. He's got a potential about him. He could be good in the future. He's actually played a little bit off screen in pre-season friendlies, and I think got a goal. But we'll use him if we have to, if we absolutely have to. But yeah, we have not signed any players. We've got 3 players that left at the end of their contracts. Cemil Tziki, Badi Ozkan and David Malambana have all been released after the end of their contracts. Tziki played a handful of games last season, mainly off the bench. Ozkan and Malambana didn't play at all last season, so they have gone. That's not to say we've been trying to get players in. We've got Max Kolker again for a season, and we've got Shediman, the right back, in again for another season. So they've we've reloaned them. We also went for Max Winter again from Leipzig, but he wasn't interested in joining us again. So, yeah, Leipzig, a lot of their players don't want to join us. We've tried Olivier Bias, who's a winger. He doesn't want to join us. Bobkovsky as well, he rejected it. We've got Bilal Kamarié coming in, who is a left winger. He's a free agent, last played for Lupo Martini. Looks pretty decent. He's got a good scout report. He's under bids as well, from us actually. But Offenbach and Stuttgarter Kickers are interested in him as well. So I think the level, this tells you the sort of level we're at, is that he'd be a quality signing for us, and he's a good player for the division we were last in. So we're not punching too much above our weight. We've done well to get promoted. We'll try and stay up. Pre-season friendlies then, these were all managed by my assistant manager. I didn't take control of these, and they were all won. So that being said, I think all these teams are in the 5th tier. So yeah, we haven't really been tested pre-season. The real test comes when we start facing some of these league teams like Vetten today, and then we'll go through these. But the goals in the pre-season, one from Brasnic as we faced our under-19s. Brasnic, Mittelstadt and McConnell get the goals against Halle 96. Twardek scored against Hertha 2. Kleiner and Kolker scored against Markranstadt. Brasnic and Thiele scored against Schoenberg. Maximilian Thiele, a 17-year-old striker, 18-year-old now actually. He's a striker, decent finishing at 13. Couple of other not bad attributes in there, but very much a youngster for now. And I don't know if he'll see him this season really. He's got potential, but that will go soon. He's 18. He needs to start finding some of that now, really. And then against Polish side, Vata Poznan, Urkic and Kleiner scored. So this is what the squad looks like at the moment. It's very thin, as you can see. We probably need some more options, and we definitely do. Twardzik is on a rolling contract, so his contract expired. He is now still playing for us, but he's on a month-to-month contract, either until we release him or until someone else picks him up. And the reason for this is that he's earning £550 a week now. He wants £1,500 in his new contract. I'm a bit reluctant to give him that. So we have got someone coming in, that guy I showed you, whose name I've already forgotten. And once he comes in, we'll release him. We might keep him on. We'll wait and see. We might need another option out there. But he's on a month-to-month contract. And also, Lionel Salah is still on a non-contract, so he's not earning any money. Even though we are now professional, we can still have him on a non-contract until he signs a new one. And the same goes for Warsiakam as well. So unless we really want to keep these guys, then they'll stay on them until someone else maybe picks them up. Salah did have a bit of interest at one point, but that's since died down. So areas that we do need a player is we need a player for the left-hand side. We need a defence-minded midfielder, like a balling midfielder or a defensive midfielder. And maybe another playmaker that can sort of play or rotate with Kolker, because Schultz doesn't really cut it for me. We want another player in there. And ideally someone that would be a permanently, not a loan, because we're having to look for midfielders every season because we're just getting loans at the moment. So we need to do that. A couple of rule changes with this division is that you have to have at least 4 under-23 players from Germany in your squad. We've managed to do that here, so that's fine. You can't play under 17s, which I think was the same, and you can't loan players unless they're 18 or over, which I think was the same in the previous division as well. So a couple of extra rules, but nothing too drastic. Alright, so let's jump into the first match of the season then. Vechen, who are 5-4 favourites. So this is the team we're going to go with for our first match. Bernhard Händel is captain and will play in goal. Weisner has not played a single game for me. He's a decent goalkeeper. It's just Händel plays every game. He makes mistakes now and then, but he's never really had a really bad run of form. Until that happens or until he gets injured, it's going to stay like that. But Weisner, if we do have a problem with Händel, I've got no problem bringing him in. The back four today is Silva, Akdari, Bloom and Schedman. Hilili is not really fit to play. Seaman's on the bench, and also Igor Greco is on the bench. Midfield, you've got Twardzik playing on that left wing. You've got McConnell and Kolker, and then Salah playing just a bit deeper on the right-hand side. Schultz is on the bench, as Urkic and Siakam. So we are a bit short on midfield options at the moment. That needs work, definitely. And we're going to go with Mark Brasnic and Kai Kleiner as the strike partnership. Ilya Razemi, the Kosovan, is going to be on the bench. I'm just going to try and rotate these guys and see if we can find a good link. Because Brasnic was top scorer last time. I think he got maybe 17 or 18 goals. 18 league goals. And Azemi and Kleiner got a decent amount between them. I think they got maybe 6 or 7 each. So they did okay. But it's just deciding which one we want to play alongside Brasnic. I think Brasnic is key. But it's just rotating the other two and keeping them happy. We're going to keep our tactic. I mean, we may well be underdogs in this division, but there's no point changing our tactics. So we're going to stay with very much the same quota of wing play, early crosses, fairly wide, and not stray too far from that. Unless we have a serious problem in getting results, then I think a change of tactic might be needed. But for the most part, we'll stick with what we know. So they're him with a 4-4-2. They've got the captain Kolka in goal. Let's have a look at their two forwards then. Gouda playing as what looks like an advanced forward or a poacher. 12 finishing. He doesn't look too different from some of ours, actually. He's probably the similar level to our forwards. Doesn't look like an incredible striker, but he looks decent. He's alongside Arbict, who is a 18-year-old regen. 18 finishing. Playing a little bit of a deeper role, maybe. Is he a deep line forward? I don't know. But he's playing a bit behind the other guy. He looks decent, and he's only 18 as well, so he could be one to watch out for if we do need a forward at some point. I've got no idea what to expect from this, so I'm going to say go out there and impress me. Just show me what you got. And then we'll go for the assertive individual chats, which seem to work well all the time. And we are underway with our first match in the Liga. Let's see what we can do. If we can start off with, a nice healthy point, that would be good. Every point's going to count towards survival. So hopefully we'll pick plenty up on the way. A win to start would be a dream, as Brasnic's got the ball here very early on and goes for goal. Doesn't get it on target, but not afraid to have a go. A win would be a dream. I wouldn't mind a draw. If we lose, it's just the first match. There's 37 games after this. Brasnic's with a free kick here on the 16th minute. Has a go. Ekdari's got the ball here, and he's brought down by Gouda. A couple of early chances there, and now it's Vehim with a throw-in. 16 minutes played. A couple of efforts that we've seen. This is the first time we're really seeing the away team in possession, as Murovka finds the ball for Wax in loads of space on the left flank and puts a cross in, and Silva does well with that, although he almost headed it into his own net. We've dominated the possession at the moment. Game-wise, it's been pretty even. We've just had a little bit more of the ball than them. Lionel Salah on the ball here, 33 minutes into the game. Here's Nard McConnon, playing as the ball in midfielder. Kind of lost his place to Winter in the second half of last season, but picked up some goals. I think he got 4 or 5 goals last season, which is really good. See if he can add to that with this one. Shipnowski, got space to run into, finds Ditkin with the ball, and Ditkin scores. 34th minute of the match. Verhen take a 1-0 lead, and it was Shipnowski with a run, and no one really closed him down. He had loads of space to go into. Like, he had so much space, it was ridiculous. Like, close him down there, and we would have been okay. But he found Ditkin and the two defenders there, Shedderman and Bloom, not really dealing with that. We've gone behind, but there's still plenty of time. 42 minutes to throw in here for us, and Shedderman gives it away, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. Abikt to Murovka. Tich Rivero. That's a long ball. Gouda. Oh dear. Gouda, that's 2-0. I mean, he was being chased by someone, but I think it was Ekdari who pulled up. And I think he just gave up. He gave up trying to catch him. So let's see this again. It was Ekdari who was on his man and just stopped. Like, just couldn't catch up with him and gave up. And Gouda makes it 2-0. 55% possession. We just really couldn't do much with it. 1 shot on target. 7 shots on target for them. I mean, there could be more goals to come here. I don't think we've really defended very well. But, I mean, we've had some possession. So let's maybe think about not passing it so short and trying early crosses instead of working the ball in, which we were on, but it changed it. Strikers are anxious. I don't think they've really had much to do. Salah, he wasn't really match fit, but we could always bring on Urkic or Siakam, but he's on a 6.3. The defending has let us down. Like, we conceded 2 goals that we didn't really need to concede. So, yeah, if it hadn't been for a couple of defensive issues, then I think this would still be 0-0. And a corner now for the away team. It's headed away, but not very far. Arbit's the 18-year-old. And makes a great tackle there. How is it 3-0 already? Come on, Ditkin scores. Second time in this game. And there was a slight late tackle in the box, and it fell to one of their players. We're 3-0 down. This is going to be Nordhausen all over again, isn't it? It was headed away by Bloom. Like I said, not very far. And then Arbict to... Collins lead him out, but then... Who was it? It was Ditkin got on the end of it. 3-0. 5.9 for Bloom. That's not really acceptable. Twardzik. That's better. Come on, Brasnic. He's got a lot of work to do here. Can he put Kleiner in? He can. Kleiner can only hit the post though. We need to be scoring goals like that. Right, we're going to make a substitution because we need to put up some sort of fight. Siakam's going to come on for Lionel Salah. I'm going to take off Bloom because he's been poor. He's been very poor. And you know what? Let's go attacking. Let's just go at him. 62 minutes. Corner here. Twardzik on this. And it's in. We've got to go back. Brasnic opens his account. First match of the season. And we're not out of this just yet. It's 3-1. If we come back from this, it would be a stunning comeback. I mean, the keeper's done terribly there. Kolka was just flapping in the air. Brasnic puts it in at the far post. That's better. Come on, guys. And Brasnic with a free kick here. Kleinert's going to get on that, but just wide. Kuhn. Dari needs to deal with that. He doesn't. Oh, come on. 4-1. Gouda. Oh my, the defending has really let us down today. It's not the ideal pairing of Ikdari and Bloom, I don't think. But we're now 4-1 down. And yeah, it didn't even look like he shot. I don't know what happened there. But the defending has really let us down today. Kleinert's going to come off for Azemi, last change of the match. 87 minutes coming up now. I mean, let's try and get another goal. Well, at least we know we can score goals. Again, Ikdari! And thankfully it hasn't gone in. I mean, a 5-1 would have been pretty horrible. But this has been a dreadful defensive performance. We've created some stuff, and now Cork is injured. That's all we need. We're on the 96th minute of the match now as well. McConnon to Ilya Azemi. Gets it back, does McConnon. And that's full time, thankfully. 4-1. I really hope the Colker injury isn't bad because we're short in midfield options as it is without one getting injured. But a 5.9 for Bloom, a 6.0 for Ikdari. Salah didn't play well. Like, the defending really let us down. So looking at the stats, we created a half chance. Kolka got a 6.1. He was definitely at fault for our goal. Like, that was his fault. But otherwise, they played very, very well. And, you know, that goes to show you that they're expected to finish mid-table. We're expected to get relegated. And that sort of result kind of proves that. Well, at least we're not bottom of the table. Fortuna Kolnar, they lost 3-0 to Magdeburg. So that's one positive I can take, I guess, that we're not bottom of this table at the moment after one match. Now for the big news there, how long is Kolka out for? 3 weeks. It could be 2. It would be better in a couple of weeks. So it might only be 1 match he misses. No, it'd be 2. It looks like he's only going to miss 2 matches, so it's not the end of the world. Hopefully we'll have some more midfielders in by then. So let's have a look at what is coming up then. So Magdeburg, who started strongly with that 3-0 win, are next. And we've got Zwickau, St. Pauli, Köln and Lotte. And then we've got Unterhaching and then Osnabrück. And I think it will be one of those 2 that we do, so it will be after the transfer window has closed. And hopefully by that time we'll have picked up some points and hopefully some wins. But there's some interesting teams there. I mean, St. Pauli relegated from the 2nd division. Magdeburg, I think they were as well. I've got no idea how this is going to go. Like, we've had a bad start, but that's 1 match in 38. But that is going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, do drop a like down below, leave comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they're turning up on YouTube, do hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to receive updates if I upload or go live, and follow me on social media so you don't miss any of my content. I'll see you next episode, where we're going to take on either Unterhaching or Osnabrück, whichever one I get to. If I can get to Osnabrück, I will, just to try and progress a bit further. But I'll do 5 or 6 games off screen. Hopefully we can win 1 or 2 as long as we pick up some points. That's all I want to do. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.